See, this is the bullshit. I was literally just using this shit. It fell in water. That's right. I'll be back.
Well, America, hi, how you doing? Welcome to another riveting episode of the Lunch Table Podcast. To whichever side of me, whoever this is. Well, first and foremost, I am the honored one, the enlightened one. To my left or right, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey people, how y'all doing? Y'all can see who I am, thanks.
Oh, don't be shy tonight.
I'm chilling.
I need you to
chilling.
Violence. I need you to do like you normally do.
This is a whole new level of fuckery.
I'm chilling
This is a whole new level.
Los, we've been recording since you were singing Gilligan's Isle.
Dead ass?
Dead ass. You're serious? You didn't notice?
No, I did not. Not in the slightest.
Holy shit! Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, it is
this
our
guy
Gilligan,
that
clearly.
You into us?
Yeah, this the fuckery. I'm telling you, I had no idea. Well, I don't know if any introductions was given, but you know me. Welcome, folks, to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast. Brought to you. I don't think I wasn't here for it. I don't care.
Who's having the party?
I was just thinking. You know what?
The party.
Hi, folks. Los, don't got time for this shit. Dell, start the shit. Let's go. Come on.
Woo!
Ric Flair drip go on the bitch. Sir, how long you gonna have the reggae playing? He's still on mute. He legitimatly having a party. Oh, he don't look happy about it either. Look at the face. Look at the face. Oh no, he good and bothered by the ratchetness. Speaking of ratchetness, Jesus Christ.
So that was a what? 48-foot box truck? You know, one of them big ass trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When one of those trucks go to pick up, mind you, I don't live in the hood. It's still whatever. When one of those box trucks decide to pick up mattresses at almost midnight, and that's the kind of music you got coming out of it, pretty sure we all know what's happening here.
Oh, you're taking our jobs.
At least they're not running off with your pets.
And eating them bitches. Making curry hamsters.
Yo, where the fuck did that even come from? How did you come up with that?
He didn't. They was misconstruing some shit.
Oh, it's Los's turn. Los having a party.
That's what you niggas get for trying to be fancy. Take your black asses back in the house.
I like being outside. That's what I'm saying.
I actually got used to this. This is great.
I like this. I'm gonna be butthurt when I gotta go inside because it's too cold. Oh, I'm not gonna like that. That's gonna make me build my shit. Well, nonetheless, let's cut the shit. So today we're gonna be talking about the previous. I'm gonna call it a pay-per-view. I don't like this premium live event bullshit they be saying with wrestling.
I've never went to it.
I don't subscribe to that. We're gonna be going in on the latest episode of, the latest pay-per-view, Bad Blood. We will be speaking on the return of what I've been waiting for forever. Bleach, that 1,000-year Blood War arc, that episode, they came back with a fucking vengeance.
Season 3.
Yeah, what he said. And Dalen, for the sake of the season, has a special question that he want to pose to the podcast. Well, let me say to the lunch table. So I say, let's kick it off with. You want to do the question first? I figured
You'll
say that
see
for
when I
last.
motherfucking ask it.
Oh, I thought I was the one asking y'all something. Okay. Let's
No, oh,
get.
Deb got a question too. I thought you was gonna save it. Oh no, you did say you got one. So okay,
Yeah.
no,
I
it's
save it.
okay.
I save it because it's going to
No,
tie in
I
with
know how we're
Bleach.
gonna set this up. We'll start with Bleach. After Bleach, it'll lead to your question, and then we can move on to Bad Blood and progress. We get our
Okay.
segues on.
Have at it.
Actually,
What's up?
Bad Blood should
How the
segue
fucking
into my
giggle?
question.
It was.
No,
That was
no,
the
no,
point.
no. You said Bleach. My
Then
question, Bad Blood.
then Dell question, then Bad Blood. No, I said Bleach
Oh,
will
Dell
lead to
question. You
Dell
gotta
question.
specify.
I said Dell.
Because you said your question.
Mm. Okay. Nonetheless, yes, that guy, the artist formerly known as Fat Man. His question. So I'm gonna put that on a T-shirt for you. I definitely am. So, Bleach. How do we
All right.
start this off? Or do you want to take off, Dell? Matter of fact, yeah, Dell, you drop since you got a
Bankai.
question after. Nigga, put your
Well,
Shikai
no,
away.
just the sheer fact that first of all, Bleach always has some fucking awesome openings. Like they cooked on this shit. Like
Mhm.
just basically with the visuals and everything through the opening, but just coming back, they gave you that little piece of a recap because it wasn't necessarily a recap. It was the end of the previous episode, and they just jumped right into it. And it was
All they did was remind me of how this bitch is Freddy Krueger with her Bankai.
Did she scare you?
Nigga, she is terrifying.
So did it
That
get
bitch
worse with her?
Bankai.
Did it get worse with her tying you up and shit and throwing hollows at you?
Nah. See, what got me was it seemed like she had a dreamscape for each Quincy that was there. And that's the part that I'm like, oh yeah, you straight on demon timing right now. You definitely graduated from the Nightmare on Elm Street Academy of killing bitches. Because the things that she did, putting the niggas in paper, that's totally a Freddy move. That's totally a Freddy move. And then she's
First
walking
of
around
all,
with the spider arms on her back. Like, come on.
the
Actually, she
first
got the
dude
Netero arms.
asking when his paper turned into fucking spiked metal, crushed his ass. I'm like, he didn't
Yeah.
even get wrapped up. Then you got
Fucking
one dude that
Iron
got
Maiden, that
cooked,
nigga.
literally cooked.
Yeah,
Flamed him up.
literally.
Good.
Let
Then
my
she
other
froze
dude
the
shoot
fake
himself.
superhero.
Yeah,
Remember
froze
the
him.
dude with, the night armor
Froze
motherfucker helmet.
Froze Thor. That was Thor.
Something Valkyrie. Fuck, I forgot his name. But yeah, that shit was
Nigga with the
wild.
night helmet. That's who I remember him as.
Oh yeah,
I don't
and
give
she
a fuck
made
about his
the
name.
she made the sniper nigga shoot himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All of that.
Welcome to the Swiss Cheese Club.
All of that is straight
But nah,
horror movies out of a Freddy.
just the fact that we saw her Bankai, because they didn't show that in the original material, and we got to see Ishida's Vosten dig, the fucking wing form. We never saw that.
Uryu. I don't know why when everybody call him Ushida, I'm always like, who? I always call him Uryu, so
That's
it's
his last name.
kinda, I know. Just like whenever somebody call Chad Seto,
Kurosaki. Oh,
like, what are you doing? His name is Chad. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Sato.
Sato.
No, it's Chad. I said Seto. Yeah, Sato. That guy.
But yeah, we never got that in the original material either. So I'm amped up to see what's coming next because they gonna fix some more shit. Because the original ending was rushed as fuck. Like it was disappointing.
You talk about the manga ending for Bleach, right?
Yes.
Now I heard that it was rushed. You know, I don't do mangas. I only read Records of Ragnarok, but I'm enjoying the fact that they did not sticking with the manga because I don't think Squad Zero should have got wiped the way they did.
Oh no, they fixed it. They're giving more context instead of off screen in Squad Zero. You actually let us see that fight. You actually showcase their power. Like,
but that's what I'm saying.
They've been deviating a lot. Yeah. And I'm with it. Shinji, we never saw his Bankai until Can't Fear Your Own World, and it was just described to you.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, you think we'd get not Kira, but what's my man name with the 6'9" on his face?
I can never remember that dude's name.
Hisagi.
I can't remember his name either, but I love his Bankai. I don't know. Don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
I just don't. Yeah, but I don't know if we're gonna get it
Why
because
wouldn't
we got that. You can't fear your own world. We never got that in the original manga. So are we gonna get it? Like we already got
So
Shinji's.
so wait a minute. When they showed his Bankai, it wasn't during the 1,000-year blood war.
No, not for him. We got the chain sights.
Uh-huh.
That was his Shikai, but we never seen his Bankai until Can't Fear Your Own World.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Okay, so it didn't happen. So was that a
Nope.
filler?
No, that was what happened after.
Oh, wait. See, you just put a new wrinkle on my brain. I thought Bleach was done after 1,000-year blood war.
No.
Oh.
Can't Fear Your Own World is a story that takes place after, and then you have the Hell arc. Well, that little teaser or whatever that happens 10 years later.
Yep.
But
You don't know about the Hell arc, do you?
I ain't know about this fear your own breath shit you was talking about.
This nigga said, "Fear your." See, cafeteria. That's what you call a nigga. They knew they said some completely wrong shit on purpose because they don't want to give a fuck about it. This nigga know good well that I ain't say nothing about no goddamn breath.
This nigga went out his way to not give a fuck. He took
Like,
extra steps to not give a fuck.
Like, yo.
Duh.
If you would have said
Hyperglamic time chamber.
if you would have said can't fear your own word, okay, cool. It's close to world. This nigga said breath.
Yes. Yes.
Just
Yes.
nowhere
Yes.
near like.
Yeah, I know. Muffin button. I know. I'm well aware.
Fuck you, nigga. I almost drank this damn vodka and cranberry and I got on a white shirt. Fuck you, nigga.
Oh, give me a target, nigga. Oh, by the end of the episode, I'm trying to make your hoodie look like the Japan flag. Keep fucking with me. Oh. Yeah.
Drink responsibly, my friends.
Yeah, you ain't Dos Equis.
Mm-hmm.
So, wait a minute. Again, after Bleach, the 1,000-year blood war, right? I thought Ichigo loses his powers again. Huh. And don't okay, so why is there so many planes tonight? I thought that nigga Ewok becomes the new Soul King.
His remains.
I mean, yeah, it's still him. It's still him. Doesn't mean the show had to end. Okay, I thought the show was done after the 1,000-year blood war.
No,
Give me
it was
something to
supposed.
forward to.
It was supposed to. Yeah.
Not the show. Sorry, the manga. I meant to say manga, not the show.
And the manga was done. What he was reading was basically a light novel. The author, Tite Kubo, did like light novels.
Mm-hmm. And that's what that one is? Is it a light novel?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Which
That's
I
something to look forward to.
honestly for years was sitting there saying, oh, that shit need to be we need to animate that too, at least make it a movie or something. But nah, the animation was crazy. The storytelling, even through the fights and even through the things that was expanded. Because we never saw Uryu, I keep calling him Ishida because it's hard to say that shit. Yeah, Ishida, him, that guy.
Talk about nigga shit.
We never saw. I knew I can't say his name. So why I'm gonna keep fucking it up on purpose? That's like me sounding like a Trump supporter. Kamala.
No, sounds like you ain't gonna put no you not putting
nigga,
respect
you know how to say her.
name.
You know how to say that girl name. Say Kamala, you motherfucker.
Kamala. You were saying no doubt.
No, we didn't get to see his what was it, the Swift? That's what it's called, Dalen. We didn't get to see that power that Yuabot gives to each person under him. Yeah. And he's the antithesis. We never saw him use that in the manga. But in the anime, he's used it a lot.
No.
Wait, really? I thought they showed it in the manga.
Nope, we did see him use it in the manga.
When did
he spoil when? Because they're gonna show it in the anime, but he does use it.
But didn't they show it this episode?
Well, no, we've been seeing it early. So when Yuabot, he's the reason Yuabot got out of the cage.
Yeah.
And also his eye, also when he was fighting old girl, he was using the antithesis. He reversed what was going on with him back on her, which is similar to Hashwaf's power, but he balances scales. But it's like literally he reverses. I think the antithesis reverses fates or something like that. So that's why old girl was tied up in her own Bankai and he wasn't after he used it.
See, that's what makes me mad about the fact that you did not recognize or remember that he used that in the manga,
We're gonna
because
talk.
the person
You're
he
gonna have to text
used
me on the
the
side.
person he used it against, that person was like, "Oh nah, you really are like my natural enemy."
Now, see,
Okay.
this shit that you was talking about with Yuabak, right? Him being
That was
able
the.
to give his powers to his other
Hold,
Quincy's.
hold up a second, Los. That was. I think that was the only time, wasn't it, Dalen?
Yes, because that was kind of
Los.
like the big reveal for
Yeah, the
him,
turn.
because we never saw what his power was. We didn't know what Yuabak had given him.
But Los, he gives everybody a letter, which corresponds with a power. And
Yeah,
right now, Yuhabak. Well, no, Yuhabak doesn't have a letter. His power is just almighty. But yeah, he gave the antithesis to Ishida. But everybody got a power that has something to do with them too.
what I
Because
was. Go ahead, keep going. I'm sorry.
no. If I say what I say, it's going to give some shit away. But it actually fits him. It fits Ishida.
Now, what I was questioning, right? The whole you about giving his powers to the other Quincy's under him. They have shown that because in this episode, when why can I never remember this nigga name? Zero Guard Captain. Ain't it black nigga?
Ichibe.
Yeah,
Oh,
Ichibe.
that is my boy too. You talking
Yeah,
about the one with the balls on his
yeah.
pause. Anyway,
Oh, sir, really?
you're talking about Ichibe, the dude that controls the color black.
Ooh. Sir, you don't need any more punches on your ticket to any party, okay? Those days is done. The
Oh,
festival is over.
You ain't beating them charges, buddy.
The festival is over.
but no, he does give power to to the other Quincy's, but that's why in the last episode of
Nigga, this
last
past
season.
episode.
No, the last episode of last season. You don't remember
Uh-huh.
Yuabak took that power back from all of them except for the Stern
Yeah,
Ritter.
his main 5 or whatever.
Yeah,
I know.
but he took that shit back from everybody else and took their life.
I know, but didn't he do that when Ichibei had called him Black Ant and sent them crushed them
No,
and sent them falling, and when he was falling, oh, so
you saw
when he
what you
was
saw.
falling, it wasn't him taking the power back, it was him finally waking up.
What you saw was him using the most absolutely broken ability in all of anime.
Was that him waking up? Yes or no?
Yeah, that was him
Okay,
literally
thank you.
opening his eyes.
Yeah, I know. And he got
This
like 18 pupils.
this motherfucker can stop some shit in the past or the future at the same time as he's in the present.
He's truly a paradox. Because that's all that is.
Yes.
Yeah. Almighty paradox. So, with all that being said, right? Get back to the episode. Something. The fight. Why is it another fucking plane?
Don't nobody hear it. Keep talking.
Okay, good. The fight, right? With him and Ichibe. Why was he Ultra Instincting this nigga when he opened up his eyes?
because he saw what Ichibei was doing in the future and avoided it.
So this is the and see it's shit like that that bothers me when it comes to animes because now we gotta have our MC go fight this nigga.
Yep.
How in the flying fuck do you get past somebody like that? If I could, this
That's
nigga sees terrible. So now they're gonna give this nigga Ichigo some kind of paradoxical powers too.
uh-uh.
He better not brute force this shit.
Uh-uh.
If Yuawak gives up because he don't find
The
Ichigo,
only man that
Uh-uh.
could take Yujiro
Aizen.
Hanma's booty is Yujiro Hanma.
I know Aizen is supposed to pop up too, and him and Yuak, yeah, it's supposed to have a whole fight.
Oh, that'd be nice if they actually give him the ones.
But even still, like, all
You know
right.
how
So,
many
question:
possible?
I don't really care about the answer to this, and y'all can spoil it for me if need be, because I legitimately want to know.
Ichigo
Right,
loses.
nigga, he better. That's not what I was gonna ask you. All right. When it comes to the
Spoiler
manga,
cafeteria spoilers.
don't give a fuck about that. When it comes to the manga, right? Ba- basically, Yuak wins. Like, let's be honest here. We bullshit. See, that's what I'm. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't want to give it away,
Mm,
but I honestly hope they fix it.
it makes no. See, you're gonna make me want to go read that shit because I'm so serious. You know, I don't like doing that, but it bothers me. How do you have somebody with paradoxical powers? He can see the present and the past, and excuse me, he can see the future and the past and react in the present. But yet, you can still
Which
find a way to beat this nigga.
which I
Yeah.
have a problem
Nigga,
with
if he
that.
gave up, like I'm
Dalen,
tired of these assholes
Dalen,
when it comes to this show.
Dalen, his broken ability, wouldn't he had seen that coming?
No, you can't shake your
He
head. No,
he wouldn't have saw that arrow.
you can't shake your head. No, you can't.
Well, I call bullshit because his power
Especially
literally he sees
if his
everything.
final blow came from another fucking Quincy. Hell no. Hell no.
Here's the thing. I can't answer that question without spoiling it. I'm sorry.
He just said he don't give a fuck about spoilers.
I don't.
I just kept keeping it light.
I don't, nigga. You already put it. I'm sure it
So
was Udi.
you have to remember who is on the field of play during this whole fight.
Aizen,
Forgot about
Ichigo,
that.
Uryu,
I forgot about
Ua.
that.
Aizen.
He
Aizen.
was he could
Aizen is the
he
only person
during
who
the
can
course of
affect
that
you.
fight. During the course of that fight, he figured that out. So yeah, that makes sense now. Okay, I'm
Aizen
okay.
Shikai
I'm
can
still
affect
not okay
Yuawak.
with it. Oh, it's broken. Aizen
Aizen
is
Shikai.
broken. Okay, Los, wait. Los,
Aizen himself.
this, wait, look, Dalen, wait. Los, this man is going to spend the majority of this arc, or
Mhm.
actually the rest of this series. He's going to spend majority of it strapped to a chair with
I
one eye
know.
open,
I know.
and he is massacring people. Why is he so broken?
Because that's what you get when you make a love child between Kakashi and Professor X. Clearly,
And yeah, his ability, because he actually got out of that damn chair, so he was able to use his full power. But yeah, he actually could affect Yuabot.
so now you got me. So now this motherfucker wrote in that Aizen Shikai can affect Yuawak. If
He
that's the
already did.
case,
See, you're
He
why
already
couldn't
did.
focusing
Sanji?
Remember?
on the fact that it's Shikai, but
Dalen, what?
you're putting too much emphasis on the fact that it's his Shikai.
Los, do you remember
Should I
when he?
not?
Too much emphasis on the fact that it's his Shikai.
Yeah, I know. I
No,
heard you. Should I not?
because Aizen, you forget, transcends. No, Aizen transcends all of that. Like
Yeah,
it
but
don't even
see,
matter to him no more.
the only reason why I keep going back to the Shikai is I don't want to make it seem like the issue is a power level thing when it comes to a Shikai in comparison to Yuawak. It's the fact that, as far as I know, Isaac can't manipulate people like that without his Shikai. He needs his Zanpakuto to do that shit.
I get what you're saying.
He doesn't have his Zanpakuto.
But you
Because he
forget
transcended.
him and
It
his
bonded with him,
Zanpakuto are one
remember?
now.
Okay. Okay.
You don't remember that's how he got when Ichigo fucked him up, but that's how he got sealed. It was all a part of him at that point.
I thought
He's immortal.
the Hokyoku was a part of him at that point, not his Zanpakuto.
Yeah, he evolved to the point where it became one with him.
They started to fuse.
His Zanpakuto?
Yeah.
Oh, damn!
Yeah.
I got to go back and watch it. I forgot about that.
But remember back when Uabach went to go try to make a deal with Aizen?
Mm-hmm.
He fucked with him then. Because remember, he lost track of time and how long he was down there. He said Aizen did that to him. Aizen really was fucking with him little by little, and he figured out his power can affect him.
Okay. That makes sense. All right, ain't that
I
bad.
forgot all about that, man, during that final battle.
I didn't. How did you forget about that? I thought Aizen actually
Because
scrapped with the nigga.
he did, and then it was like he wasn't there for it, but he was literally there the entire time. Like he finessed the fuck out of everybody.
Okay.
He even if as you're reading it, he finesses you.
You don't break the fourth wall. Shut up.
He damn sure did.
Nah, I ain't that.
Not like traditional
Not-
fourth wall break.
Yeah,
but
Aizen was that dude. He was MVP.
Okay, so we have our fight with Uok. With Uok and Ichibei, right? We already talked on the bitch turning into Freddy Krueger, right?
Mm-hmm.
That what was it? Uryu in the Freddy Krueger hole. This nigga hit that bitch with a genjutsu. He Itachi'd her. Because when I was watching it, that was the very first thing I thought about. When Itachi was fighting, Hidan? No. What the hell is my nigga name with the clay powers? Datara.
I thought you was about to say when he's fighting old boy with the glasses.
Kabuto?
Yeah.
Nah, nigga, that was Izanagi. I'm talking about when he was fighting Datara. Datara went to blow him up with his shit, and he was like, maybe you shouldn't do it. Look again. And when he looked again, his own clay centipede was wrapped around himself.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what Uryu did with this hoe. Really hit her with the Kodo Omatsukami. And then hit the hoe with a damn dart to the chest. Dell, as an archer picker in all of our MMOs, how did that make you feel?
Oh, it felt great.
That was
he was a pure trapper. He locked him down, shot him.
He pulled your never went to move?
Yes. Called them plants and he started shooting. He just didn't rain arrows. He fired one arrow. Now Dalen. Theory time. Dalen. Leave me alone. I'm high. Dalen.
I never hear that before, nigga. All the years I've been hanging out with you, I ain't never hear nobody call you Dayla.
The fuck was that?
Dayla. Hey, you have a daughter and you want to name her after you? That's the name. Dayla. This little girl
name. Well, I think we broke loose.
I like that.
All right, Dalen, theory time. We didn't see Ishida do nothing really in the manga. Meaning, if there was a face turn, he'd be able to get out. He'd be straight. He didn't cause no real harm. We have now seen him kill a member of Squad Zero. Could this be?
He's a rogue ninja.
Could this be all planned? Like when because remember, she picked him in the neck, but we didn't see what came of that.
Mm-hmm.
So what if she knows his reasoning? Because he just said, "I have my reasons."
Yep.
What if he knows, or she knows his reasons, and she allowed it to happen, knowing that she can come back to life anyway?
That is
How is she supposed to
possible.
be able to come back?
So basically, with Squad Zero, they're tied to the Soul King and tied to the Soul Palace.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you call their name, they'll come back.
Well, also, that's not just for Ichibe.
Dude, that's all of them.
Oh, I thought that was just an Ichibe thing because
Are you
his
sure
power.
that's all of them?
That's
It's
what I'm
all of them
saying. Because
because
that was
they,
an
I believe,
Ichibe
because
power thing, right?
didn't they come back and can't fear your own world?
I didn't read Can't Feel Your Own
Well,
World.
but yeah, they came back.
I can't feel my breath when I'm with you, girl. I love it. Girl, I love it.
But yeah, what if she allowed that to happen? Because you
I
did,
could see
because you
that.
they never did. You literally see a Sheeta gets poked in the neck, blood drops on the floor, it clicks away. But when we come back, he's telling her she's caught in her own shit. What happened in between there?
Again, Jutsu. But what would be the point of her
So
doing that then?
wait, real quick. If you pay attention, right when it popped off, he had like the blue glimmer and his eyes flashed red. That was him
His
Uchiha style activating his shit.
antithesis.
Yes, antithesis.
Is.
Let's not do that.
Assisis and
Okay.
cephasis and cephalephasis. Nonetheless, that yeah, what would be the point of her doing that though? Like, why would she purposely have faith in
Because
Uryu?
if she saw his reasoning when she pricked him and she knew why he was doing what he was doing, she would have allowed her death to let things proceed because they needed to.
So in that case, that would kind of mean that she was looking at it like Uryu intentions were to betray Yuak in one way or another.
She pretty much Doctor Stranged.
No, I know, and that's what I was thinking. But that would mean that Uryu never had any intention on riding with Yuak this
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah.
And Yuak didn't see that.
Nope.
Okay, so we can get back to the
Hey,
episode now because I call bullshit.
Ishida is pulling his J Reed.
Yeah, I call bullshit. Can we get back to the episode? What happened next? It was the Genjutsu, and then we went to
Ichibei goes
Ichibe and
splash.
fuck, sir.
It was just as
That,
gory as it was in the manga too.
is that how he died in the manga?
Yes, that is
Because that was a
exactly.
prime.
Yep.
That is a prime anime death. The way that nigga head hit the
And you
ground
saw
after
how
his
it rolled.
body blew up.
Yeah, that's the thing. We didn't get that. Like we saw the explosion and whatnot, but the head falling forward and rolling forward, that was a great effect.
Mm-hmm. So, quick question: what is it about Yuak opening his eyes that allows him to negate or supersede Ichibei's black power? Because I thought that was like top
He
tier.
more
You can't really
he
do
more
anything
than
about that.
likely destroyed it in another timeline.
Pretty much.
When I said his power
Like
is
Yuhaba's
broken,
Yeah, you just
eyes.
fucked my head up just with that.
that's the explanation. That is literally the explanation. I destroyed it in the
Word.
future, or I destroyed it in the past. Yeah, that is the explanation.
Right.
Nothing can. He's effectively immortal. Nothing can hurt him right now, and he hasn't. And he still has yet to open them some more.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Yeah.
He gonna get Grimer on his hair in a minute.
Damn. All right, so let's speed run this and finish this shit off. So
He's
we
broken.
had, I'm spent with that. So we had Ichigo and gang. Oh, Urahime, I forgot how sexy that bitch is. Like top tier waifu material right there. So we get to the gang going to the Soul Palace. They get there after the Squad Zero got wiped. They run into Ichibe. he spirit talks Ichigo into saying his name on
Say
some.
my name.
Yeah, that was in this current climate. I don't think a man should be telling another man to say my name right now. It's kind of real Diddy-ish right about now. So he,
Pause real quick. Side note. Why
hmm,
my mom caught that damn interview with Puffy trying to get a party with Fab and Jada Kiss?
even
She
she knew
said
that was fucked.
no. She said, did he just call him daddy?
You
A
won't
few
have my
times.
death. You
A
won't have
few
my death.
times.
You
So
you are not
She was
worthy of my
she,
death.
she's she she's like, is he on something? In the back of my head, I was like, that man probably off an e-pill right there on that interview. That was that one on Drink Chips.
yeah, that was just pure love status right there. That was just
Mom,
love being love. Cause
mom
that nigga
said,
on one.
Mom said the rest of them look so uncomfortable.
Speaking of quick segue, I know I shouldn't be doing this right now, but saw a Diddy meme, right? I guess it was an episode of Cribs or some shit like that. And the dude who was making the meme is voicing over the actual interviewer's questions, asking his own questions, which is real zesty, but fits in with Diddy answers. The nigga asked one like, "So what should we call you?" Puff said, "You could call me Love." He said, "I'm not calling another grown man Love." Then they moved on with the interview. Nigga, I cried when he said that shit. But nonetheless, right? So Ichigo says the name. Ichibei come back. He explains that Ichigo needs to go save the Soul King now because Yuawak and his gang is up there about ready to murk shit. They get to Yuawak, who is now taking the Reishi out of the Soul, who took the Reishi out the Soul Palace to make stairs to the Soul King.
You can't tell me that was no pimp shit.
That was
That was
gangster, but
tough.
it reminded me of
That was
Magneto.
tough.
But that was gangster as
Hey,
shit.
it was gangster with Magneto did it too. Zesty soup
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Shit, nigga.
So he slow walks his way up to the Soul King, stands there talking shit, and ends it with saying, "My father." Is the Soul King this nigga father?
Mm-hmm.
And please let us get a
Now,
backstory.
huh?
And I'm sitting here like, please let us get a backstory
Oh, agreed.
because
Now,
because you don't get that backstory until Can't Fear Your Own World.
question. When you are calls the Soul King his father, he's not saying it in the terms of like how God is everybody's father. That's his
No,
dead.
his legitimate father.
No wonder that nigga so OD strong.
Now, at the end of the episode, I don't know if y'all saw it, like with the poem and shit like that. That they showed a young teenage Yorbok. So I'm hoping we get a backstory.
I did not notice that.
Yeah,
I saw. Matter of fact, I did because that's when they were showing like the infant, and then
he,
okay, yeah,
he
I
looked
did
like
see that.
he looked like
Yeah,
Tetsu's and Getsu.
yeah, he does. He
Yeah.
does. So,
So I'm hoping we get a backstory.
mm, so Yuabak actually does skewer the Soul King with his sword. Episode goes off.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all watch the little clip that they had after the credits?
Nope. I generally skip those.
There was a clip after the credits.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now I'm trying to remember what the fuck it was because I did watch it. It was it Ichigo? Was it Yuabak? Oh. It was what's the captain I like with the kimono? We like him there
Oh
with the
yeah, I
two
did.
swords.
I saw it. He's about to go get your boy.
Yeah, he went to go get Aizen. Yeah,
Yeah, wait till you
yeah.
find out how many seals they got on that motherfucker.
Nigga, I saw 4 of them sticking out of him as is.
Mm.
Oh, oh,
No, I said I
shit.
saw 4.
Oh,
I said they
man,
showed
it's not even
those 4.
close.
That's what I said. It looked like the last 4 that Kitsuke put on him when he was cursing
Yeah,
him out. That was one of the best endings to a villain. I love how Isaac was flipping on Kitsuke like, "You stupid motherfucker. You are strong. And you gonna bow down to these fuckers? That fucker you no, I don't accept that shit." It was awesome.
you a
It was fucking
sellout.
awesome. It
God
was
damn it,
fucking awesome.
Keisuke, you're a sellout.
Isaac was so pissed. That nigga was on crash out mode. He was pissed. He was so mad. All right. That was the recap of Bleach. Excuse me. How y'all
Now,
felt about the episode before
Oh,
you ask your question, Dale?
I
I was gonna say,
loved it.
no, they cooked. Oh,
I
them motherfuckers cooked. Oh
was
shit.
a little upset at the fact that they started the episode with the fake recap. Like I was like, I didn't need to see this again, but oh, I'm so glad I saw it again.
I was about to say I was okay with it. It wasn't too
Yeah.
long. Wasn't too. I was okay with it.
And I think that's why I was okay with it, because it didn't take up much of the episode. Like
Right.
you know how animes usually take up half the fucking episode with
Shit,
what happened the prior episode.
One Piece. You about 10 minutes in. You still on the last episode.
Old school Dragon Ball Z
Dun,
episodes.
Oh my
dun,
god.
dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. Dun,
Oh my
dun,
god.
dun, dun, dun.
Well,
I think I might get into One Piece.
since we're here, earlier today, I'm late to the party. I saw the video for or the promo for the Bleach 20th anniversary, and it was a trailer of the first Bleach series, but remastered like this is right now. So you know the animation we're getting now, Los? Nope, because he walked off. The ghost came and got him. But anyway, Dalen,
We're
you
trying
said,
to pimp off your ghost on people, man. That's your ghost.
ain't my ghost shit. I ain't got no ghost. Gave up the ghost.
Gave up the ghost to the booty. What?
Oh hell no, no Diddy in here. Oh, Pete, did you see that interview with Dame Dash?
Nope.
Him saying so. Basically, he said the real reason him and Jay fell out was basically the Best of Both Worlds. The Best of Both Worlds album.
What about it?
Dame didn't want nothing to do with it and didn't want Rockefeller to have nothing to do with it because remember he was with Aaliyah still.
Mm.
He didn't want nothing to do with that. He basically told Jay, he was like, "Hey, there's a morality issue here," and he didn't want Jay to go with it. Jay went with it anyway, so he told him like, "Hey, all right, look, don't bring that, don't pay me. You keep all that money, don't put it in the Rockefeller, none of that." So that was the beginning of the divide, apparently.
Yeah, with Aaliyah and R. Kelly.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, you just found out about that, though?
Yes, I am. But to circle back, now that you back, they did a 20th anniversary promo for Bleach. And they showed scenes. It literally was a trailer for the first series.
The original.
Yes, in this animation. Oh my god.
What animation style was it?
What we're seeing right now with the 1,000-Year Blood War.
Oh.
And I told Dalen, I was like, I need them to redo it. And he was like, nah. He's like, nah, no. And I'm like, why not? Why not? And he's saying with that kind of budget and all of that shit, they have to do it with no fillers. I'm perfectly fine with no fillers.
Whoa, I like some of the fillers.
Shit, shut up and take my money. Let's do this.
Why no fillers?
I have no clue. But anyway, I think my question came around to, and I want him to be back for this because since he was against remaking Bleach, but I've noticed we're in the age of remakes. They're already talking about remaking One Piece, which is still currently going. But it's basically they are talking about remaking One Piece.
I heard you the first time.
Animation. Yes.
Well, it's more than wait.
Shaman King already did a remake. Digimon already did a remake. Same series, just updated. Rurouni Kenshin. Like we're seeing all these remakes.
But One Piece is going to be basically updated animation, but they're actually also shortening it so that it's not the number. It's the same story. The story isn't changing, but they're shortening it so that it's not the same number of episodes. Basically, people who want to get into One Piece but don't want to sit through thousands of episodes, this is something for them.
How are they going to shorten it, but keep the same story? Because as far as I know about One Piece, they don't have fillers.
If they take out some of the stare-offs,
they do?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What the recaps, the stare-downs, the suspense, like some of those scenes are extremely long.
Yes.
They can cut those down literally because a lot of that does not happen in the manga.
So yeah.
They can cut it down a lot, honestly. Shit, now that I really think about it, yeah.
Why were you saying if they do a remake of Bleach that they need to get rid of the fillers?
Because it's wasted animation.
So you didn't enjoy any of the fillers that Bleach had?
Just the Zanpakuto arc.
It was only 3, dude. The Bount arc, the Zanpakuto arc, and the Mod Soul arc. The Bount
Okay.
arc was good. The
The captain,
Zanpakuto arc was fire.
the Captain
The Captain
Origami
one,
arc.
yeah.
But
I
I
still
actually,
stand by my
I
statement.
kind of enjoyed that one though.
The only one I didn't enjoy was the Mod Soul one. That was the only one that was kind of trash. Bounce was good. The Zanpakuto was awesome. The Captain's Wildin was awesome. I wouldn't be opposed to them making, and that's something that for me that stood out. That's something that stood out for me when it comes to Bleach. Not many series have fillers that's actually good. Bleach is
I,
an exception.
I wasn't into the fillers.
Huh.
I let them
Mm.
go on by, and then I watch through them, skip to the fights and shit like that. But the fillers just honestly didn't necessarily do it for me.
Now you know what's crazy about that for me though, because I was late to Bleach, so I was able to binge everything to catch up. I didn't feel inclined to skip the fillers. I actually wanted to see them shit through.
Hey,
Again,
that worked for you.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. For me, it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But
Confession time.
mm.
Um, from the point in Naruto until Naruto Shippuden,
Oh
basically
my
when
god,
Itachi leaves the village, everything that happened after that did not happen in the manga, right? I skipped all that shit. I didn't see most of that shit until probably years later.
it's okay. A lot of us did.
I skipped all that shit.
It's okay. Just like I was pissed when Madara put the real world in the Infinite Tsukiyomi. I was so pissed. How you give us fillers for that long before we get back to the show? Like that shit blew minds. Completely killed fillers for me when it comes to Naruto. I'm good on those.
Oh no, the worst episode ever killed fillers for me with Naruto. Dog, the shit where the crow would kept flying said ever. It was a running joke because they said it's the worst episode ever, and every time some bullshit happened, you see that crow flying overhead. Ever. Yo, that episode was bad. It was so
Blame Itachi.
bad. Daily,
Well,
you alright over there?
I'm chilling. I'm just
Having fond memories of bullshit and fillers.
I really actively avoid fillers.
for somebody who's so into anime and manga, I'm surprised you say that.
Because the
But you know
manga
what? No, I'm not.
fillers
No,
aren't
I'm
in the
not.
manga.
No, I'm not surprised because you are a main quest ass nigga. You don't fuck with
Yes.
side quests
No.
at all. So I am not surprised at all. This nigga will have 1,000 side missions to do, but cleared the story days ago. This nigga,
Because I care about the story. I don't care about the side shit.
But
this
some of it
nigga-
adds to the story.
I
oh
will
my
actually
god.
sit there and watch the story. When them side niggas be fucking talking, skip. Yeah, I want to hear all of that. Just give me the motherfucking mission. Let me go about my business. I don't care about your shit. But I be intrigued by the story. So yeah, I don't care about all that extra.
Dalen acting like a whole 1%er out here.
And actually, Los, I believe I did put that in that Bleach joint in the group.
Do what now?
That Bleach trailer, I put it in the group.
I'm gonna have to look at that then because I didn't see that shit at all.
But
Just-
but all that considering, with so many remakes and stuff out here, how do you feel about a Bleach remake with updated
Honestly,
animation?
I have no problem with it because sometimes some things need a more modern look to it. And if it's something that's actually enjoyable, then yeah. Like, as much as I do love Rurouni Kenshin, I could have did without that remake.
I haven't
I
even
could have did
started
without
it
it.
yet. Oh God, the
I didn't even know what you
Trigun
think.
one was the Trigun one is decent.
I was about to say I might watch Trigun. Now
The
that one
Trigun one is
I might
decent.
get it. And you know what else? I would love a Yu Yu Hakusho one. I would
Actually,
love a remake of that.
It's funny y'all mention that because I just got like a really pleasant surprise earlier. So for those of y'all who don't know, one of my favorite animes, like the first anime I watched, was Ranma One Half.
Oh my god, they're redoing that one.
I don't even know what
Yes.
the fuck
I
that
saw
is.
that.
So
So
Ranma One
this
Half
ignorant.
was
Oh, you
about
got it.
you shut up, Meg.
He is an
It was
ignorant
about
motherfucker.
this dude, this boy named Ranma Saotome.
This
Gets
was
he
Los.
gets he gets um he gets betrothed to this girl named Akane, right? So Rama and his dad are off training in China. They're from Japan, but they're off training in China. They are training over these cursed pools. The reason why the pools are cursed is if you fall into the pool, whenever you are splashed with cold water, you will turn into whatever the last thing was that drowned in that pool.
My man, is this the shit where dude turned into a girl?
Yes, and his dad turns into a panda.
Okay.
Yes, yes. They are
Okay.
remaking that show. Netflix has already dropped the first episode. The animation looks better. The
Mhm.
fighting looks way cleaner. Like I love the fighting in it. And it still has the same humor. So yeah, I'm gonna be on that.
Hmm. That was the first sexy jutsu.
Now, the only reason I would say so I'm cool with Yu Yu Hakusho not getting a remake because they gave us a fire live action.
That was so good, but still.
They gave us a fire live action, so I'm like, I'm not greedy. Eh.
So I'm gonna ask this:
Mhm.
What if, what if they did a Bleach remake and try to do like One Piece and cut it down, make it more digestible, just to continue on and finally give us the Hell arc, just to bring people in to give us the Hell arc.
I think
I'd
that
be
will
cool
play
with that.
into. I think that'll play into what Dalen said as far as cutting out the fillers. Because if you're just gonna shorten it for everybody's consumption, cutting out the fillers will make it so much easier. Because it's not with Bleach. I don't remember many of those anime tropes where it's a lot of stare downs and yelling. Like I do remember the stare downs between Ichigo and Kenpachi when they first fought. They had a lot of those. I do remember a lot of the screaming scenes when Ichigo was fighting wow, I can't remember this man's name. The fourth Arankar.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, the fourth Espada.
Grimjow, right?
No, that's the sixth one. Number
No.
four is the one that could transform. He released his Zanpakuto. He made Ichigo turn into that big ass demon
Oh,
and
Ukiora.
huge. Yeah, Ukiura.
Oh, dog, that scene. You know what? Let me send
When
you
when
this shit.
when Ichigo was turning into his hollow side, there was a lot of screaming in that scene. But
I
other than
think
that, I don't recall a lot of screaming and staring scenes in Bleach.
the only other thing I would do is no recaps. Just yeah, no recaps. Just that episode is that episode. Move on to the next one.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like if
Well,
they
But
do it like how they're doing right now with the Thousand Year Blood War, because they're just moving right along, except for if you had a long gap.
mhm.
Of course, we just had a few months gap. Yeah, give us a little recap. But Bleach has been literally, you get into that next episode, they getting into it right there before or right after the credits.
exactly.
All right. So let's use that. The extra question as far as remake. That was it, right?
Yeah, that was it.
Cool, cool. So let's go on to Bad Blood. Before we do, how y'all liking the new pay per view formats?
Um,
The shorter match cards, the shorter run time. How y'all liking that?
I'm not getting exhausted. I'm not sitting there like, God damn, we're still here.
right. The
No, that's
pacing
fact.
is kind of better.
Hmm.
Yeah, not even going front out because you already know I'm the casual. I'm not every week, and I'm literally watching this shit like where we get our video cap packages, but all right, we moving along, and it was a total of what 5 matches.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think
So
so.
granted, it was a 3 hour event. I didn't feel like I was stuck there or
And
held
you
hostage.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm perfectly fine with 3 hours. Honestly, I
Yeah.
don't think it
Like
needs to be
I've gotten up
OD.
from WrestleManias and felt actually tired.
Dude, they had a 7 hour WrestleMania, my man. We,
I remember I was there.
yeah,
Well,
it
not
was
there, but
unnecessary.
I was watching
Nigga,
that
I
shit.
know. Yeah, I know. It's so
And I
unnecessary.
was I was actually physically tired at the
Yeah,
end of that
yeah.
shit.
Dude, I was watching that shit at work and kept watching it till I got home. Like, dude, this shit was dumb long for no reason. So the card opens up with Drew and Punk. Now, y'all know, have y'all heard that it was a discussion about which match would close
Mm-hmm.
the card out of the tag match and the Hell in a Cell match?
I think the Hell in the Cell match should have closed it.
I think it should have closed it as well.
Granted, I didn't finish the entire thing. I saw the other cards and heard things, but that
Can I,
match that match was a great fucking match. That
after
shit
seeing the reaction between both matches, you still think that the Drew and
I didn't see the final match.
that's fine, but Los did.
Mm-hmm.
You still think that the Drew CM Punk match should have closed over the tag match? Seeing the
Yes,
reactions of both matches.
yes. And the only reason that I say yeah is I feel that the tag match only went on last to set up The Rock coming back because the pay per view itself, Bad Blood, and they kept bringing it up throughout the night. Its original, very first ever Bad Blood, the main event was a Hell in a Cell between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Kane debuted. So you're gonna keep making references back to the fact that this is the first time. This is the first time a Bad Blood has been a pay per view forever, and it's like the 30th year anniversary of the first ever Bad Blood pay per view,
The
and you
match should
don't
have
put the Hell in a Cell
the
on.
cell should have anchored.
This is what I'm saying. And on top of it, I think between both stories, between Drew and Punk and the Bloodline and Cody, Drew and Punk is more relevant right now and more impactful than the Bloodline. Considering that this is supposed to be the last match between Drew and Punk, and the rivalry has gotten so hot, and what they actually did in the match, it should have went on last. That should have been the closer. And even in the card format, you start off the pay-per-view with the Hell in the Cell, and you got the crowd going crazy, and they seeing all this blood and carnage and shit going on in the cage. The following match is Nia Jackson Bailey. They
Now,
had
hold
no
on.
chance whatsoever.
Before we go to them two, so I gotta ask. So Drew really got busted open by that toolbox.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was legit.
Now, Punk, was that collapse legit?
No,
Okay.
no, it was
Yeah, Drew face just started pouring. I was like, oh
yeah, and I don't think Punk did that on purpose because they was talking about
no,
how he couldn't hold that toolbox because there was a spot where
because
he climbed to the top rope
and
and
I was
tried
about to
to,
bring that up.
yeah,
He dropped it, so he jumped down, grabbed it, hit
and
Drew to get him back
exactly
in position, and then went back up on the other side. So I did see that.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking that's what happened. Like the spot was planned, but when Punk went to execute, the box might have slipped or some shit. And then at
That
that
shit
point,
when
you
that
don't have
shit hit,
control anymore.
that shit was louder than
It's
normal.
did you know it's the first thing I looked at? The
What?
box itself. Did you see the
Mm-hmm.
dent?
Oh yeah.
You saw the dent? Oh my lord. My lord. So
So I don't think the match should have went first. I don't think it should have went last either. I think it should have been the second to last match.
the Hell in the Cell?
Yeah.
You still think the main event should have been the main event?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Even without the Rock being there.
I don't think it's warranted for that pay-per-view.
And I'm not looking at it from the pay. I don't care about the pay-per-view itself. I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at just for the paper for a pay-per-view, not even the type of pay-per-view it was. For a pay-per-view, I'm looking at what's gonna send the fans home like, oh shit, at the end of the night, right? And I'm not saying that
So that match
Drew and
wouldn't have
Punk
gave an
didn't
old
do
shit
it.
factor.
I feel like
That
the
was the
shit that
only oh
happened,
shit factor.
right? Like just the match itself, but I feel like the tag match had way more energy to it from the crowd. Like everything from the entrances to the spots to the pop-ups, the the match itself. That was a dope ass match.
And I'm not disputing it. It was a dope match, but it didn't. Our only reason I say it didn't need to go on last is because it just doesn't seem warranted. Outside of the pop-ups, the storyline itself, the progression of the story wasn't necessary for the end of the match, the end of the card. The only thing that warranted was the fact that if you opened up with the tag match and then you had the Rock pop up at the end of the tag match, but the pay-per-view continued on, the impact wouldn't have hit as hard. With the Rock popping up and being the last thing you saw on that pay-per-view, then his arrival means so much more.
To be honest, I feel like
You
Jimmy
might as well
got
say it.
Jimmy got more of a pop than The Rock did.
Jimmy did get the biggest pop. He
Like
did.
Jimmy got the pop of the night.
Yeah, he did. But it didn't supersede the Rock's appearance. That's the whole thing.
From a story standpoint, yes.
And
But
from
from a fan standpoint, I think they're like, oh, cool, The Rock. Yes, The Rock is gonna get his pop,
mhm,
obviously. But
of
I feel
course.
like Jimmy's return. I feel like Jimmy's return, because were people talking about The Rock coming back? Absolutely. But as I
Mhm.
scroll through, like
Nobody saw Jimmy coming
X,
back.
right? Everybody was like so hyped about Jimmy coming back. Like that's most
Now,
of what I'm
The
seeing.
fucked
Is
up part
Jimmy
is we
coming
should have
back.
saw it. We should have saw it coming when Jay was on that, pray for Jimmy sort of shit.
and that's exactly what I was about to say. And that wasn't Jay, that was Rikishi.
Oh
That's what
yeah,
I was
yeah,
about
yeah.
to
It's
say.
Rikishi.
Rikishi put that shit out there like a week or two ago to pray for Jimmy. So now everybody's worried about him. So of course, when you see him, you thinking he overcame something or he's better now. Of course, you're gonna have that super big pop. I don't care why he got the pop. He got it. That's the only thing that matters. He got it. But he would have got that same pop, whether it was in the beginning of the card or at the end of the card. That's why I'm not giving his pop that credibility for deserving the main event slot. I I really feel the only reason that tag match was the main event spot was because of The Rock.
Hmm.
Even Roman tagging with Cody going against the Bloodline don't deserve a main event spot because that story is still ongoing. It's still gonna happen. This Drew McIntyre and CM Punk is supposed to be done. There's no more of this. You don't start with that. You don't start with a finale,
And
especially a
again,
finale that's grown off of all the animosity and hate and blood that those two have gone with each other.
I don't think it should have been the first match, but I also don't think it should have been the last match.
Mhm.
Just based off of the energy of the crowd. I'm not saying, and not, yes, the crowd was into that Hell in a Cell match, but I felt like they kind of would have come down
Bro.
from the
I
tag
need
match.
all right. I need someone to tell me
Hmm.
who told Nia Jax to attempt
Oh,
to Eric
Karana?
Karana Bailey off of a fucking rope. Who authorized that attempt? Who told her that was a good idea? Oh, y'all thought that shit was gonna get brought up? Oh no. I
I
have
thought you
questions.
I thought you was
I
gonna
have
wait till we get to
questions.
the match at least. Can you at least
Nope,
wait till we
nope.
get to the match? It's next.
Take it too
It's literally
long.
next.
Take it too long. Take it too long.
God damn,
This,
sir.
this shit has been on my heart for so long.
Okay, so I guess we'll go back to the bloodline conversation when we get to the main event. Finishing off the Drew and Punk match. They killed each other. They had great spots. Drew suplexed him through two tables outside. Punk hit him with the toolbox in the head and then tried to hit him with it again off the ropes and slipped and grabbed and all that shit that Dell said. Drew hit a bunch of claymores. CM Punk hit a bunch of
Why,
GTSs.
why is Drew still counting the Claymore?
Drew hit the steps.
Yeah. He also did that white noise shit to Punk on the stairs. And I don't know why he doing a countdown anymore, Dell. I think that was a babyface thing. He's not a babyface anymore.
Yeah,
Why are we still doing it?
yeah. I'm just like, why are you doing it?
Agreed. Totally agree with that one.
The one
So
outside the ring, I was perfectly fine with. It was out of nowhere. Cool. That countdown one, I was just like, why are you? Why?
I like his out of nowhere Claymores way more than that countdown shit.
Because they're more effective to me.
Yo. Wait, and you know what? This is something that always bothered me with wrestling tropes. Even though I didn't have this problem with Shawn Michaels, and it might be a biased thing because I love Shawn, but I've always hated when people do the whole interact with the crowd and the crowd is reacting to you setting up your super, and then the opponent still get hit with the super. I'm not laying down, hearing the crowd counting down from 3, 2, 1, and I'm gonna be getting up. So they coming towards you. I'm not getting up. How about that? I'm like, no.
The sweet chin, but again, it's like you said, that countdown is a babyface thing. Shawn Michaels was a babyface when he was doing that count or that tune in the band shit. Now,
So,
granted, he was still doing it as a heel too, but it was his thing. Drew, that was some new shit he was doing when he did start doing that countdown. It's not like you originated with that. So again, I associated that with being a babyface, but now you're back to being a heel. I need you to Claymore a motherfucker out of nowhere.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So the ending of the match, right? CM Punk with the beads in Drew's mouth and then the wrapping the chain around his knee to doing the GTS. I think that was some cheesy shit. It was unnecessary. Okay, not just
Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, we didn't need none of that
we
shit.
choked you out with the cast.
We did. That was way better. That was way
metaphoric.
Johnny Gargano
awesome.
choking out Tommaso Ciampa with that brace was way better than what the fuck CM Punk did. Way better. All right.
He had to overcome. He had to become that monster to beat a monster.
Did anybody else peep how CM Punk almost hit himself with the cage door when he slammed it closed?
Yeah.
I thought he did hit himself. It swung back open and hit him in the shoulder. And he stumbled.
Okay. Now I guess we can move on to Bayley and Nia Jax, which would be a quick recap because that match was chicken shit and whatever.
Bayley did her best to carry her.
You know what? I've had a lot of hate for Nia Jax in the past.
She's gotten better, but
she's gotten a lot better.
But you're not doing a Hurricanrana better.
Hurricanrana?
Whatever.
Hurricanrana?
Leave me alone.
Hurricanrana?
Ladies and gentlemen at the lunch table, please excuse this absolute light skin right here. He doesn't understand how to just let shit go and keep with the flow of the podcast.
You just said I got nigga shit for not even saying it right and not trying to say it right and knowing I'm saying it wrong. You do the same shit. Ladies and gentlemen of the podcast, that is some dark skin nigga shit for you. To totally ignore his shit. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. That's some formerly artist known as Fat Man shit to do that. Better. So, Nia Jax and Bayley, right? Nia has gotten better. I give her credit. I talked a lot of shit. I won't bash her.
Since when has she been doing the Rikishi shit?
Since she came back.
In the corner.
That's not Rikishi. That's Yokozuna. She's been doing that since she came back. Since she's come back, she's been sitting on bitches. Yeah, and I am always terrified to see that because when Nia do it, she do land on her feet the safe way, but then she like kick her feet out. So she land and then kick and like, bitch, you too big for that. You way too big for that, bitch. Don't be doing that to these new hoes. I feel like I'm about to watch a bitch go to the guillotine. Like, ho, please. And if you land on their titties, you gonna pop a bitch. Oh, that's so scary. But that hurt her.
So you saying Nia out here turning bitches into thongs?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, straight dental floss. So the Hurricanrana, she shouldn't have tried it. It was fucked. It looked terrible.
Did you see Bayley's look of confusion for that split second? And then she just died.
And then she had to go with it. Yes, that part.
Well, we're here now.
She hunter rolled.
Literally what I was about to say. That part. Poor Bayley. You know what that reminded me of?
Batista.
No, no, not that one. No, 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 no. Do you remember when Jinder Mahal was fighting Jeff Hardy?
Mhm.
Jeff Hardy went for the whisper in the wind and missed completely. If Jinder Mahal was right here, Jeff Hardy landed right here. He hit the ground. Jinder Mahal looked at him on the ground and then fell back. Holy fuck. Holy
Yo.
fuck, that was the best. I was like, oh, talking about committing to your craft. And you know what? Is this part in wrestling that always bothered me? That calling it on the fly shit, right? If me and you having a match and you go for a diving move and you completely whiff the move, even though you're supposed to hit the move, guess what? I'm on offense now. I'm stomping you. I'm not gonna just commit to this shit.
So
Right.
you're Batista. Are you going to go for the dive too?
No, never.
I want to
Batista
know.
should have never
I
done
want to
that.
know. I want to know why he did that. That was your choice in that moment.
I don't know, sir. I have no idea. Oh,
Nothing anywhere near you, and you just
I can't.
I mean, came off his feet and everything.
Dude, and this is why I say sometimes you gotta be able to call shit on the fly, which will be a good segue to a match later on. But speed to end this match with Tiffy coming out, that whole little setup. You think do you think that was a little convoluted? Because I see what they was going for, and it was kind of cool. I just think it was a little slow on the execution.
I didn't like the execution at all.
Yeah.
It was almost pointless for her to come out there.
No, it's to feed into. See, you haven't been keeping up with SmackDown, but as of late, Nia and Tiffy have been going at it because Nia's like, "Don't be stupid and cash in on me," and Tiffy keep saying, "Oh, you my queen. I would never do that shit." So her coming out, hitting Bailey, losing the briefcase, the ref picking it up, and then Tiffany trying to take it from the ref, and then Nia waking up to see Tiffy and the ref holding the briefcase together.
Whoa. Not a wake up.
You're right.
Undertaker pop up.
Undertaker sit up. Yeah.
Okay, so about that,
Yeah.
I wanted to come to that. Why? Why did I have to go down like that?
Because
Like,
she's the female monster. She's the monster of the female division.
You no sell pop up, and I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
It wasn't
You
a no
ain't hurt.
sell. She was laying there for a minute.
But you just popped up like you was the Undertaker. Your HP was at 50, or your HP was at 50, and now it's back up at 100%.
Sometimes you gotta pop up and show niggas.
There you go. I ain't even gotta say nothing. There you go, right there. So, what do you think about the matches in its entirety? I think the match was ass. I kind of like the finish. I just think it was a little slow.
Oh yeah, can we talk about that botched Samoan drop?
So Michael Cole needs to go back. I don't understand why they hold Michael Cole as the voice of WWE when he fucks up so much. So much. Because that botch of a Samoan drop, he really tried to make it seem like Bailey was the one committing the offensive move.
I gotta ask something. Is your hatred for Michael Cole? Hold up, is it Michael Cole?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your hatred for Michael Cole, is it equivalent to my hatred for Vlad?
No.
No.
Hell no. Fuck no. Fuck no. Fuck no.
Oh,
Michael
you don't
Cole
hate
is
him that
good at
much?
his job. I just don't think he deserves that title. That's it.
Yeah, no.
He's good at his job. He's not great. He's good. Just like I think Jim Ross, even though it's going to be cliche or controversial, I don't think he was that great.
No,
he was good at his job. Yeah. But he just added a certain
he came up with
pizzazz
and some catchphrases.
You know what I'm saying? That was it. But yeah, that Samoan drop.
Who's the best? Jerry the King Lawler.
I don't know about all that.
Why? Because he says puppies.
All the fucking time. All the fucking time. I don't know. Call me crazy. I was kind of fond of Taz.
Mm-hmm.
I think Taz was good.
I mean, it's Taz.
Yeah. But so the Samoan drop, straight trash. I don't know how Nia missed her. Do you think it was Nia missing putting Bailey on her shoulders, or was it Bailey not stretching out enough?
It's hard to tell because of the way Bailey landed on Nia's shoulders.
It was on, but honestly, And like I said, Nia's gotten a lot better from with that match that I saw. She gotten a lot better, but it was almost like she was moving too fast too. Like she was really trying to get through to the next move or to the next
Right.
Next spot.
sequence.
Yeah.
It's just like, all right, you can chill. You know, you
Mhm.
don't have to move that fast.
But you
So
know what? That's a cadence that comes with wrestling that not every wrestler has. Some people got to be able to sell to the crowd and not be looked at working the snail pace or purposely milking shit like Randy Orton, they say. So, I mean, I get it. I get it. So, let's go on to the next match then. Next was Finn Balor and Damian Priest, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Mm-hmm.
it was a
It
solid
was
match.
sad. It was a solid match, but nothing stands out for me at
Hence the
all.
word
No.
solid.
With the
Yeah.
exception of the two no soul stomps off the top rope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
two coup de grace, and then he just get up and choke slam the shit out of him. You're like, what was that? And the failed
So
Judgment Day interference.
Right.
so I
And
wanted to ask, is this like is he supposed to be this powerhouse or something? Like,
who, Damian Priest?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah,
So much that you can take two finishers?
I, I didn't know it was that serious because he got beat by Gunter. Like, Gunter had to go through all that, but it wasn't that. I don't think he's that level. No, to eat two supers, no, definitely not. I don't know where they bringing this shit up at. That's brand new. But nothing really happened. It was just a good match. Like, it's Damian
yeah.
Priest and Finn
That's it.
Balor wrestling. You're going to get a good match out
That's
of them
it.
too.
You guaranteed to get that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck do you expect?
Another day at the
Um,
office.
pretty much. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley was next.
So I missed this match. I got up to the point where they actually put Dom in the Shark Tank. Um, this was just a playoff, wasn't it?
I can say
This was a playoff for the
I
custody
can say I
match.
had no
This is how it
investment in
was.
that match whatsoever.
Hmm.
Nope. The whole purpose of Dom being in the shark cage was to keep him from interfering in the match.
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole purpose of him being up there.
And the only weird thing about it was it wasn't hanging over the ring like it usually is. But I guess that's because they had the
Oh,
Hell
so
in a
they
Cell
didn't.
there.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can't have both. I mean, that
So
makes
he was,
sense.
so he was just tied up outside the ring.
Pretty much.
Yep. In a
Pretty
cage.
fucking much. At least he wasn't on a pole.
Mm.
So
You don't want to see a porn stash on the
Nope.
pole?
Nope. Nope.
no, I'm
Sound-
good on that. I'm good on that.
Sounds like a
Yes.
sculpture at a Diddy party.
I was about to say it sounds like a scene too. I'm good on that. I'm good on that. He probably got that shit labeled on the VHS tape. So
What the fuck? I'm mad because it fits.
it does. It does. So
Oh shit.
Rhea Ripley and Liv, right? You get what you get out of that. Rhea's gonna fuck her up. Liv's gonna try. Now they did this angle with Dom being afraid or being claustrophobic, right? And all he did to sell it was cower in the corner. Now, as the match progresses, some way, somehow, this nigga gets the door open,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then the match goes on some more, and I bought this. I thought this was really happening for a second. Dom then falls out the fucking cage.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he legitly fell out, but no,
Mm-hmm.
he's now hanging by a bootstrap,
Mm-hmm.
one boot. So now Liv, Rhea still fighting. The refs had a ref cam for some reason. This
Yeah,
pay-per-view.
about that. What was the point of that?
New thing they trying out. That's all. You know, they really just trying to upgrade their production value. So
Right.
new thing they trying out. Rhea has Liv laid out on in the ring. She goes up to the ref like, "Yo, give me a minute. I got some
I
unfinished
got something to
business."
tend to.
Yeah, ref like,
Okay.
All right, do what you got to do.
Have fun, Shawty.
Rhea goes out, get a kendo stick, walks up to Dom, says happy birthday to me, and proceeds to beat this nigga like a pinata.
Like a fucking pinata.
So that was the highlight of the match.
No, no. The highlight of the match was the return of Raquel Rodriguez. Mm-hmm. And
She
this
got
is
a
when I
well-deserved
say,
pop, right?
huh?
She got a well-deserved pop, right?
Not
She got
really.
well-deserved crickets.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
Anybody give a shit. Now,
Well, let me not say well-deserved crickets. She got crickets.
now, here's the thing with that. I like what they're doing because Rhea legitimately did start all of this shit when she
Right.
was on her heel move, when she was, on her villain arc. Excuse me. She fucked up Liv. She fucked up Raquel. Took both of them out. Put them both on the shelf. They both come back. Rhea Ripley is mommy now. She's all popular, but they want their revenge, well deserved, which makes them heels now. So they have a legit reason to go after Rhea. So Raquel teaming up. Oh, and Raquel and Liv were tag champions, so
Yep.
they had that history too. So Raquel coming back, all this makes sense. So I get everything that they're going with so far. But my thing is this, and this goes when I was saying calling shit on the fly. Raquel coming in, fucking up fucking up Rhea, excuse me. She does all of this shit in the ref's fucking face. Even though they're outside, the ref is looking at this shit happening,
Yes.
right? Raquel then throws Rhea in the ring, hits her
Yep.
again. The ref then calls the match.
Yes.
DQ.
Because it was in the ring.
No, well, technically, it was supposed to happen outside the ring because he saw it. This was not a no DQ match. This was just a Dominic in a fucking cage match. That's
Right.
it. So, I mean,
It's
that's
so
really
dumb.
it.
It's so
It
dumb.
really is. So they had a fight. She does this shit. The ref finally calls it in the ring. She power bombs Rhea, put Liv on top of Rhea for no reason because the ref
Right.
can't count because he already called the match.
So them calling the DQ was the botch.
Well, that was them calling it on the fly. The botch was the ref seeing it
Yeah.
because all of it was supposed to happen, but it was supposed to happen behind the ref's back.
Right.
Since the ref saw it, it becomes a thing of integrity.
Continuity.
Do you let the match continue even though it's supposed to be a DQ and then you count the pin for Liv even though you saw Raquel did?
Right.
Or do you protect the sanctity of the rules of the match and DQ the bitch? And they DQ'd her.
I would have DQ'd her too.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's a call it on the fly shit. Even though I've been hearing that there's a rule now that if the wrestler, even though a match is not supposed to end a certain way, like let's say y'all fighting and Dale, you're supposed to win, but there's a spot where Dalen pins you and you don't kick out at 3, the ref is supposed to count 3. He's not supposed to stop his count. You just fucked up and you have to lose this match now. Then we got to fix it later.
Pretty much.
That's some calling on the shot, on the fly, protect the integrity shit. So I'm glad that they did that, but it was a botch, essentially.
That's a hell of
It
a
was
fuck up.
hell of a fuck up. But
Major league fuck up.
that's where we at for that. So now we get to the main event, right? We get this whole grand thing of Roman and Cody coming out. When we was watching it, I text Dalen and I was like, "This is why Cody will forever be invited to the cookouts." This nigga, I think he had an HBCU band play his entrance music, and then he came out,
I
of
think it was like
course.
some school in Arkansas somewhere.
Yeah, and what did Roman do? I missed his entrance.
He
But I
had an
heard-
orchestra.
Oh, okay. Oh, hold my beer. Okay. So that happens. There was no real spots in that match that made me say, "Oh shit."
There was just that one.
Yeah, I'm talking about as far as oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Other than that, I wasn't really. It was. I mean, again, I feel like it was another day at the office with that story, and this is why I'm like, I felt like it didn't need to be the main event. Nothing
I
that happened outside of The Rock popping up was so spectacular. It needed to be last.
and
But
maybe this is
also,
me speaking at from a fan perspective. That's just like, okay, The Rock. All right, we know
Hmm.
that could have went on first and still would have had the same impact. Okay, The Rock's back.
Right.
I don't think him being the last thing we see and him making his appearance are two different things. I don't think those are two different things. I think that should have went. We could have went first with that. Keep people talking, whatever, what have you. But that Hell in the Cell match should have closed out the show.
Yeah.
but the other thing is that match is also what set up the post show shit with Cody and KO.
Again, that
So
is
I
something that
was
could
gonna
have happened
ask you,
anyway.
and I was gonna ask y'all about that. Now, did the WWE record that? Like, are we? How are
No,
we gonna
they
segue
let
that into
they.
into
But I'm about to
what
tell you.
what show are they on? SmackDown.
SmackDown.
So what they
How-
did, they made it happen outside so fans could record it. So that's how it got put out there. Fans recorded it and started uploading it. And then WWE today released a statement about the incident.
So they're trying to use fan involvement to.
Mhm.
Purposely. No, they're doing this shit purposely. Like
That
it's
makes
Mhm.
it's
sense.
awesome.
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
a lot of it, and it's more of
They're
a
they're literally using propaganda.
yeah, and it's more of a natural progression to a heel than what we usually see on TV screens. It's more organic, I should say. Excuse me.
Right.
So
Ain't no
yeah, but
cameras around, but this is happening.
hmm exactly. And again, there's nothing about that match that really made me feel like it was that important. Even the returns and it's
And I
whatever.
don't think the match itself was important, but all the other pieces involved in the match were the
And
rebuilding
all
of the original bloodline, the I don't want to call it the truce, but also the major turning point in Roman.
yeah, going back to help Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like the beginning of his redemption arc. I get it because, like you said, those are going to be continuing things. And so I could get wanting to have the time at the end of the show to
Or
flesh
even,
those things out.
but they could have had the second to the last spot too.
dude, they could have had a second, but even so, with what was going on, if they would have did that shit in the beginning of the show, they could have had time to play into the fact that Jay was up in the skybox watching the whole shit happen. They could have used that downtime to play more into the story instead of just ending it like that. There
Now,
was no finality. There was no finality to that storyline.
and it wasn't going to be. And you know, a pay-per-view isn't always going to end on on a final note. You know,
Yeah, I
sometimes
know.
pay-per-views are going to end on to be continued notes.
Right. And then sometimes some pay-per-views should end on a final note, depending on what's involved and what's on the pay-per-view. If it's
Like
a
I
bad blood pay-per-view and we have a Hell in a Cell match, and then we have a rivalry with two men who was talking about they're willing to kill each other to win the match, and they're
Right.
willing to die to not lose the
it
match.
it plays into the theme of the show itself.
This is what I'm saying, and that's why I'm like that Hell in a Cell should have been the main event. Just play
Yeah.
into the theme, play into what you got going.
And it also doesn't help that that literally was the best match of the night.
It was. There was no other match in that night that actually had shit that stood out as much as that Hell in
I
a
don't
Cell
think that was the
match.
best match of the night for me. I think that was a tie for the tag because again, the tag match, the match itself was okay. Like the match itself was a good match, but the emotional aspects at the end is what set that match apart.
But it's the same thing that you got with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre.
It's
Considering
not the same
everything
thing.
that it is, if you talk about emotions, there was more emotion tied into that match than it was that Bloodline feud.
I've
Because
actually seen people crying watching Jimmy and Roman hug.
you could
I,
have got that same emotion in the beginning. There's nothing special about that.
but again, that's from your standpoint. If you look at the reactions of it, that's what they were looking at.
But dude,
That's
it's an
what they were
emotional
focused
reaction for somebody making a return who we thought might have been sick. Like
on.
you can't ignore what they did.
It don't matter. It don't
That does matter. You don't get a pop. You don't get it. Let me ask you something. Let me
hold on,
in a
wait.
legit.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
say what I'm gonna
Hmm.
say. To you, it matters because that's your viewing experience.
Hmm.
Triple H ain't thinking about you.
Yeah, but I'm not the only one that felt this way. Hell,
He knows what you like.
Dell is somebody who didn't see the main event. He only knows what happens. And he said that the Hell in the Cell should have been the last match.
And that's fine.
But this is what I'm saying. Don't say it's just me. Like I'm
I didn't
trying
say
to
it
make it
was
seem like it's
just
my
you.
opinion that should supersede.
I didn't say it was just you. What I'm saying is, even if there are more people that feel that way, I
Hmm.
guarantee you there's probably way more people that enjoyed it the way it was.
And I can guarantee you it's not. This is because if it wasn't, it wouldn't be such of a hotter debate.
Now, there was one site that did rank the Hell in a Cell as the match of the night, which don't get me wrong. Again, the
Hmm. Hmm.
match itself versus overall impact. That's what they were looking at, right? So the match itself, absolutely, match of the night, best match of the fucking card,
Hmm.
no questions asked. But a couple of things to go back to your point. Yes, because it was a finality to it. Once it ended, the impact at the end of the night wouldn't have been the same as, like I said, even if The Rock didn't show up, right? Excuse me. Even if The Rock didn't show up, let's say they ended it with, you know, Cody Roman and Jimmy walking out the ring. And then Jimmy, like what they showed before, even without The Rock, I think the impact would have been the same without The Rock as it was with it. So yes, they did everything because The Rock was supposed to make his comeback at the end of the night. I don't think he was necessary, but I think other elements of that bloodline story are why they put it at the end of the night because they needed to have that space to flesh this out and potentially continue the story. The only other thing I can say is why they did it is because The Rock was involved and he said, I'm going last. So
That's what I've been saying from jump. But even flushing it out, it didn't need to be the ending. And if we're talking about ending the show and sending people home with an emotional side, right? How emotional would it have been to see CM Punk walking off, collapsing and needing oxygen, and then the show going off? Because people didn't know until earlier today that that was a work. So leave that curiosity in the air. Let people legitly not know if Punk is okay or not, because the last thing they saw was after him having that match, he collapsed and needed air. You want to talk about leaving people with emotion? What about the finality of him leaving the match and then slamming that cage closed and let that be the last scene? See, from a production value, that's a better finish. They didn't give us a good finish. Like you said, they gave us a to be continued finish, which would have been great, but not for this pay per view in particular. This particular bad blood pay per view with everything that they was giving us, all the hype they was giving us, all the shit they was talking about it, give us something to finish it. The only thing that they did that connected this pay per view with the original one was giving us to be to continued, because when Kane debuted, that was our to be continued. So with this one, they gave us a to be continued.
and that's the thing. I think the connection to the original one was supposed to be loose at best, even though they kept bringing on Kane.
I
I
wish they
just,
didn't do that. If that's the
yeah,
case, if you
I didn't care for that because it's like, why? You're not. I could even understand if you had more Hell in a Cell matches. Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You don't think that kind of watered it down? I'm kind of glad.
would've-
it
I'm not
didn't.
saying like
It would've
more like
watered it down.
everyone. Like maybe
Mhm.
even I would say the two main event cards could have been Hell of a Cell matches.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, we spent enough on that. Overall, the pay per view itself. What you think about it, bro? As a whole.
Overall, as a whole, I have to give the pay per view like 7 out of 10.
Hmm. Mm.
Yeah, I was thinking of 7 too.
Because you know
It was
you had your card was really carried by 2 matches.
That's my thing. That's why it's hard for me to really grade it.
it was kind
Because,
of mid at best,
dude,
except
yeah,
for
the opening and the finish. The bookends
yeah.
were awesome. Everything in between was yeah. Like Nia Jax, Hurricanrana is probably the best thing out of those 3 in the middle matches.
That's so bad.
But it was
so
so
bad.
awesome to see because her big ass just dropped down to her back. She just, oh, wow. What's the rotation?
And Bailey just like, okay.
This is what we do.
She just paused. Okay. I'm gonna flip
All
over
right.
here now.
Oh shit! You know what?
Like,
I'll fuck it. I'll give it a 7 with y'all only because I really don't. And that's me being that honestly, that's me being generous. Because as a whole, I don't think it was a good pay per view. You know me with my numbers. If you have 5 matches and 2 of them are good, that means you failed. 2 out of 5 is a failure to me. Well, in math, it's a failure. Period. So, but I will be willing to give it that extra grace because the 2 bookends. The first match was that good. And the story and everything with the main event worth it. So I'll be willing to give it that grace. But before we get out of here, folks, Dalen wanted to hit us with some crazy shit. What the fuck was your question, sir?
So think about this for next time because we're going to talk about this next time.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I'm going to broaden it. I will take it out of the horror spectrum. What's a kill that you have not seen in any movie that you would like to see? So what type of death or what kind of death? It could be you could describe the death, whatever. But what's a death that you haven't already seen in a movie that you would like to see? And when I tell you mine and when I tell you how I came up with this, you're going to look at me a whole different light probably. And that's okay.
Too late.
Spooky season lunch table.
Yes, we have to get into it. And Dell just
I
looked
need
like
you
a
to.
clan member
I
just
was about
now.
to say that
Don't
hood got to
ever
go.
do that.
The
Don't
point on
ever
that
do
hood
that
is
again.
diabolical.
it's a fresh hood. Damn.
That is that.
That's a fresh hood, goddammit.
There you go. Yep. See that right there. That right.
You want to see my face?
I cut holes in these burlap sacks. My wife cut holes in
No,
these
don't
burlap
do it.
sacks for
Don't do
all
it.
you
Y'all want to see my face? Oh,
and all
white
you do is
power.
criticize. Don't ask
Cletus
me
then
and
went home and
mine
divorced
for
his wife for
nothing.
being a quote unquote nigger lover. When I tell you I love Dave Chappelle,
Oh my god.
he's
I
the
was
funniest.
watching the Rick James joint the other night.
My man, I'm about to fire up Netflix. So, folks,
What
with
about
that being
my
said,
legs, Charlie Murphy?
this has been another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast. You can find me on all of my socials here. They are always the same. Soon you will be seeing me more often. Kicking it over to the other guy.
Roses are red. Weapons against me won't prosper. With this sacred weapon, I trust. Yeah, I butchered my whole damn thing. It's time for me to go to bed,
I'm about
y'all.
to say it's too late. Yeah, you got to move on.
Ready to
Yeah.
roll.
Moving on. We moving
Yeah.
on. You fucked up. Go ahead, sir.
All my socials is still the same. New Life 81 on everything. That Jersey Kid at Xbox. As far as the Lunch Table Podcast itself, Facebook.com/The Lunch Table, Instagram.com/The Lunch Table 5, YouTube.com/@The Lunch Table 5, and Twitter.com/@the_lunch5252. Thanks for joining us, folks, in the cafeteria. We are your lunch table crew on the lunch table. Y'all have a good night. God bless.